Ahoy, hoy, everyone. Welcome back to Fantasyland News. Today, I'm just going to rant. I hope you don't mind. This disability access service, just everything about it has got me riled up. There's new changes that happened at Disneyland. And you know what? For once, I thought I would just come on here and give my opinion. And I'm not in that great of a mood. Sorry about that. I scratched my cornea the other day. Don't have my glasses. Really don't have a script for this. Just felt like talking about it because I've done 3 videos now, and I've gotten hundreds and hundreds. I'm a new channel, yet I still got hundreds and hundreds of comments. So I tried to write some stuff down. If I could actually see the screen, I'm going to use some of what I've written down. If not, it's coming off the top of my head because I'm fired up today. Look. This is all Disney's fault. Disability access service at Disney World, the whole changes. This is all Disney's fault. Let's just call a spade for once. And for all those people who want to write comments anti this or anti the disabled community, just stop apologizing for Disney. I'm one of those Disney adults who loves Disney, but even Disney needs to be held accountable for their actions right now. You won't see a lot of these other blogs say this. They're way too worried about losing access. Unless they're getting clicks, they're not writing about this. So welcome to somebody who doesn't have access anymore, who's about to probably lose access for the rest of his life for calling Disney out for some. So I apologize. I'm a little steamed up. This hits home personally for me. Look, I am one of those Disney people. I do write about Disney. I do have access to the parks 4 or 5 days a week. I do also have the Disability Access Service Pass. So, with that all being said, I don't understand where the animosity comes from. I don't understand where the hatred comes from in the comments, anti-disabled people or anti-disability community. And you're going to forgive me if I use the wrong terminology. Please forgive me. I don't mean to use the wrong terminology. If I'm in a normal conversation, I will make sure to use the right terminology because I don't want to offend anybody, except for people who are just idiots out there. Look, are you mad that you don't get the best parking spot? Oh no, it goes to somebody who is handicapped, but if you're handicapped and have a handicap plate, you deserve to park in the front. You're taking up space from other people, and that's what this is about. This is about, these disabled people get to go in the lightning lane without having to pay for it. They get to go in front of me in line. I'm angry. I can't enjoy my Disney vacation because these disabled people are enjoying their vacation. How dare somebody else enjoy something without paying for it like I did because I'm a red-blooded American who deserves everything. Who cares that a disabled person still has to go home and be disabled and still has to live their life like this? No, as long as little Timmy and Jenny get in front of them, that's all that matters. And Disney doesn't care what kind of disability you have. They just want your money now too, because that's what this is all about. It's all about Disney wanting to get paid, yo. Just pay me. That's what Disney wants. They want disabled people to pay just like the rest of them for this lightning lane. It has gotten so bad at Disney World that even cast members are being offered emotional support for stress. Let me rephrase that and say that again. If you are a DAS cast member working here at Walt Disney World on the off-site place, you are being offered emotional support for dealing with these DAS cases because they're being told to turn down more and more people. It's not just, it's a cognitive disability. Well, as long as it's a cognitive disability and then falls into the guideline of how you can't wait in line. They are turning down end-of-life care patients. They're turning down kids who actually need the DAS pass. People are leaving comments all over my stuff, all over everybody's stuff. There's new forums that have popped up, new Facebook groups that have popped up, new TikTokers and influencers out there that are trying to spread a little bit of this word because people at the end of the day, especially in the disabled community, just want to be heard right now. People want their voices to mean something. And that goes with almost anybody. People want to say what they have to say, and hopefully it's a real conversation where it's a give and take and a back and forth, and you're not just talking to get your point across, but you're listening to what that other person has to say. Look at the hundreds, thousands, if not probably millions of comments right now across all spectrum. The people in the disability community just want to be heard. We are hearing horror stories after horror stories of how these certain people, I'm one of these people. Forgive me for that. I meant to say a certain group of people, the disability community, me included. So just throw me into there when I'm talking about this. So again, if I misspeak, on me, don't come at me, bro. With all this going on, people just want to be heard. They just want to be heard from different people. What we don't need in this community is people leaving comments like, this is great for the majority of guests, but awful for CMs. Really? Freaking how? Oh, it's so big. It's so great for all the other guests that the disabled people don't get to wait in line comfortably, don't have access to rides, don't have access to having a good time, don't have access to the mental health and the stimulation they need to get out of their own house, to get out of their own brain. No, they don't need that. It's great for us able-bodied people and us regular people who pay our money. Who cares? But they're not, and I'm not bothering you in line. Or inconvenient truth time. These people have a problem with this. They're the reason that this was put in place to begin with. No, this is a bureaucratic nightmare, and it throws a magic-killing gauntlet at families already facing challenges. You now have to do a video call with a perfect stranger that is not medically approved. Oh, I'm sorry. If you have to go up one level, then you talk to a medical professional who isn't going to show you a license to do this. They just happen to have the words medical professional after them. I'm not throwing them under the bus. They may have licenses and be real doctors. I doubt it, though. Planning a Disney trip is stressful enough. And now families with disabilities have to jump through hoops before even leaving home. There's no spontaneity anymore. Where's the chance to say, hey, let's just go to Disney right now? They're also cutting a huge chunk of people who need this out of enjoyment. Sure, maybe some folks abuse the old system. That doesn't mean anyone with anxiety can suddenly handle massive crowds. What about hidden disabilities, Disney? This system leaves them hanging. Limited DAS basically means limited fun. You're taking a fun away from other people. Disney is all about creating memories. But now some families will be stuck waiting in lines that overwhelm their loved ones. Is that really the Disney experience we all know? This two-tiered system, it sucks. So you got to pay extra to skip lines while people with disabilities get stuck in the slow lane. That's a slap in the face to those who actually need access the most. But what does this have to do with you? If you don't need DAS to begin with, it doesn't mean nothing to you. Not a thing. Why leave comments? Even when and if it is being abused, it does not affect you personally. Do you sit around yelling at the car in the left lane because they passed you and you were going the speed limit, which means they're going 5 miles over the speed limit? No, I guarantee you, you don't. This has nothing to do with you people. This is about money again. All Disney had to do, according to sources, was take the power away from the front of line cast members, the ones who work inside the park, and make it go through the DAS cast members. That's all they had to do. They didn't have to limit this. They already had the rules on the books. They just had to follow their own rules. Simple as that. They didn't have to do anything else. Again, this is Disney's fault, not the disabled community's fault. The problem was TikTokers and influencers and vloggers out there were abusing the system, especially in Disneyland, because this is kind of what this was all about. It was Disneyland implemented this about 3 days ago. Yes, they did abuse it. But how many of them really abused it? 20? Let's say, let's give it 30. Let's go to 30 different vloggers and TikTokers abuse this system. That's 30 out of millions of people who use the DAS Pass. Now, are some other families abusing it, saying they have needs that they don't really need it? Yes. Was it spread around online? Yes. That makes them horrible freaking human beings. It doesn't make the person who really needs it the fault or the problem. The problem is the people who were selling these services, the people who were abusing these services, TikTokers, Instagrammers, YouTubers, vloggers, Disney community as a whole. Who cares? Yes, they were abusing it. They were such a small minority of folks who were actually using it that you're hurting the people who really need this. So, with that out of the way, what are the new rules at Disneyland, Greg? Well, I'll tell you. They're the same as Disney World, only slightly different. The new rules, the Disneyland DAS Advanced Pre-Arrival Attraction Selection is no longer available. It's no longer a default offering for all guest passes. Unless it's a family or a larger party, DAS parties will have a maximum limit of 4 people, which is just like Disneyland. The enrollment for it lasts from 60 days. It went from 60 days up to 120. 120 days is what it is now. Every guest who has DAS must redo and reapply for the new DAS Pass. One thing I just found out today, it's only available throughout the resort in which it was issued. So each location is going to require a separate conversation with cast members. For example, if you are at Disney World, you're going to go out to Disneyland, you still need to talk to the Disneyland cast members in DAS. To be approved over at Disneyland, there is now 2 ways of going about it. You can go to accessibility services, which I do believe is at ticketing gates 3 and 4 in the promenade at Disneyland, or you can call in advance to and speak to a cast member online, which is basically what you would do. So you go to Disneyland.com, you go to guest services, and then disability access service. Guests can meet virtually with cast members using live chat to determine what services are appropriate for you. It must be within 30 days of your actual travel. You must have a ticket. And look, we're hearing of a lot of people being turned down. We're also hearing a lot of people who work at DAS, cast members, are being told to even ratchet it down even more. They were still letting too many people through, even though they were letting people who they thought really needed it through. Apparently, Disney is still coming down even harder on those cast members. No wonder they need emotional support. Anyway, here's the other thing. Off script real quick. This is what pisses me off about these other blogs and stuff who are just doing all this stuff for clicks. Because all they want is your clicks. Look, on my website, I want your clicks, but I also want to give you information that you're going to use. 90% of these people are just throwing out like, oh my God, here's my 10 favorite restaurants and why you should go to the tavern. It's just some clickbait bullshit that's out there. But anyway, here's the greatest one. If it's determined for any statement the guest made is finding out that it's false, you'll be banned for life. That rule has been on the books for years. They're just making a mountain out of another mountain that the mountain was already there, and they just can get more clicks out of everybody. So why not use the disability community and get more clicks out of them? Because that's what they want you to do. So for all you people who are part of forums and part of all this other stuff, wanting to get the news involved, go to real news stations. Go to your CNNs, your Fox News, whatever. I'm not political. So whatever news source you want, go to your local TV stations, your local radio. Do not go to Disney blogs. They just want your clicks and are going to use you for more clicks. They don't care about you. They don't care about the situation unless they physically have to deal with it like I do. And I'm not saying I'm the greatest one out there to follow or to do anything. I'm just going to tell you like it is. But I sure do appreciate you following and listening to this. And I got to stop rambling because now I gave myself a headache. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. But listen, if you're part of the disability community, I feel for you. I read every single one of your comments. I read every single one of those horrible comments that came at you. The ones who told you, well, why are you going to Disney? Why are you doing this? You know what you're doing this for is for the same reason I'm doing this for. It's a love of Disney. It's a love of getting out of the house. It's something that is mentally stimulating. It's something that is escapism. It's something to get you away from your own brain or what you have to deal with on a daily and hourly and monthly and this basis that you have to live in with having a disability. Simple as that. We love what we do. We love going to Disney. We love being able to escape the realities of the real world and go live in some weird fantasy land with a giant mouse. And I was going to say a leprechaun. Is there a leprechaun at Disney other than like, what's that? The old, Darby O'Gill and the Little People. Now I'm just ranting for no reason. But what I was trying to say is I actually read all the comments. And for those of you who have been denied, who truly deserve it, I'm sorry. I hope we figure out, and I hope Disney will work with the disability community to figure out a better way of doing this. What is a better way? I don't know. I'm not a medically trained professional, nor do I play one at DASCast member services acting like I can approve you. But Disney needs to go to the disability community, people who write the laws, people who are more knowledgeable than I, and write down real rules, something that will help out the disability community as a whole still be able to get into the parks and enjoy Walt Disney World or Disneyland or any other park in the world, because I know Disneyland Paris has a great way of doing things and they don't need to go to the services that Universal does. But simple doctor's note, stuff like that. Yes, doctor's note can be faked. All this other stuff, you're going to find people who break the rules no matter what. Whether it's speeding down the highway or sending in a fake doctor's note or trying to get their kids in front of you or something, people are going to be horrible people no matter what. You have to be the better person and you have to be a good person and you have to live with who you are. And for all those people who were abusing it and everything, you can go yourself. Thank you all so much for watching and listening, especially if you made it this far. Congratulations, you made it to the end. Thank you from all of us here at FantasylandNews.com. We appreciate it. You can find us at FantasylandNews.com or TheFanaticsBlog.com for all your latest in Disney parks news and Walt Disney Company entertainment news. Please like, subscribe, share this out, all the normal things you have to say. And again, go to Fantasyland News on Instagram. Please go to our Facebook page. I know we're old people. Facebook page, hit subscribe. Again, that's Fantasyland News on Facebook and Instagram. And we hope you have a magical day.